Isn't it curious how certain thoughts, certain circumstances seem to arrive just when you need them most? You may not have been searching, yet suddenly something appears. A realization, an answer, a path, and it feels as though it was waiting for you all along. Life has this peculiar rhythm. Nothing comes too early, nothing comes too late. Everything, even this very moment, arrives exactly on time. The timing of our lives seems to unfold with a precision beyond our comprehension. We've all experienced it, that moment when what you needed most showed up. Not because you asked for it, not because you even realized you were ready, but because life had prepared you. A stranger's words that resonate deeply, a coincidence that opens doors you hadn't even knocked on. How many times have you wondered, how could this be? How did I get here at this exact moment? But what if it wasn't luck? What if it was simply the unfolding of a much larger plan, one that we are all a part of, even if we can't see it fully? It's like that strange experience when, in the middle of an ordinary day, something extraordinary happens. Just a fleeting thought or an unexpected encounter that changes the course of your entire life. It's as if the universe has nudged you, whispered a word you needed to hear, or shown you a direction just when you were ready to see it. We've all been there, haven't we? Life has a way of aligning itself perfectly, as though nothing is ever random, nothing is ever a mistake. But this alignment isn't something we can plan. It's not something we can demand or force. The universe doesn't follow our schedules. It speaks its own language. We can't control when wisdom or clarity comes, just as we can't force a flower to bloom by tugging at its petals. The flower blooms when the season is right, not a moment before, not a moment later. This, my friend, is the rhythm of life. It's a dance, a flow, a constant unfolding that doesn't arrive with a script or a predetermined plan. Life's timing is perfect in its imperfection. It doesn't need to be engineered. It only needs to be embraced. And perhaps this is the most important realization you can have today. You are not late. You are not behind. In this moment, you are exactly where you need to be. And the universe, with all its patterns and synchronicities, has been guiding you here all along. So, stop trying to rush ahead. Let the timing of life reveal itself. And when it does, you will see that everything you needed, everything you've been waiting for, was always right here. And now that you're open to it, now that you are ready, the next step will unfold, effortlessly, in its own perfect time. The mind wants control, doesn't it? We live with this underlying belief that if we can just manage enough of life, if we can plan, if we can schedule, if we can control the outcomes, then we'll finally be at peace. But life doesn't operate that way. It's not a machine to be engineered, not a puzzle to be solved. Life is a dance, and in a dance you cannot predict the next step. You can't control the rhythm, the tempo, or the moves ahead of time. All you can do is trust the music and move with it. We want certainty, but life's rhythm is filled with uncertainty. We crave stability, yet life is a constant flow, forever in motion, forever changing. The moment we try to force a particular outcome, we find ourselves out of step, tripping over the very thing we thought we could control. The truth is, we are not meant to control life. We are meant to move with it, to flow, to surrender to the rhythm as it unfolds before us. This isn't a passive surrender, mind you. It's a surrender that involves trust, not in the certainty of the future, but in the process itself, the process of living, the act of being. Imagine trying to control the wind. It can't be done. The harder you try, the more it resists, and you end up exhausted, frustrated. But if you let go, if you stop bracing yourself against it, you'll find that the wind carries you along, effortlessly, to places you never imagined. This is the dance of life. Sometimes you are being led, and sometimes you are leading. But it's never about forcing your will into every step. It's about being so deeply attuned to the moment that your movements become part of the rhythm. There's a beautiful paradox here. When you stop trying to control life, you actually align with it. When you stop fighting the flow, you find that life begins to move through you, in harmony, in ease. We often resist this, don't we? We try to outthink life, to outsmart it, to make it bend to our will. But what if, instead of resisting, we embraced the chaos, the unpredictability, the unknown? What if, instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, we saw them as opportunities to dance with life in a new way? When you let go of the need to control, you don't become passive or weak. You become present. You become alive to the unfolding of the moment. And in that presence, you discover a deeper kind of wisdom. A wisdom that doesn't come from planning or from pushing, but from surrendering to the beauty of the dance. Life is not here to follow your script. It's here to show you the rhythm you've been missing all along. And when you stop trying to control the music, you'll start to hear it and dance with it in ways you never thought possible. Isn't it curious how we're conditioned to see setbacks, failures, and disruptions as something to avoid, something to be feared? Life often presents us with what feels like mistakes, wrong turns, missed opportunities, heartbreaks, even accidents. We look at them and say, "This isn't supposed to be happening." We curse our luck. We feel as though life is somehow getting it wrong and that we must fix it. But what if life isn't wrong? What if those so-called mistakes are not the failures we imagine them to be, but the very forces shaping us, guiding us towards something greater? When you look back on your life, how many of the pivotal moments, the true turning points, arrived through some kind of mistake, a lost job, a failed relationship, a misstep that sent you spiraling in a direction you never planned to go? But here's the paradox. Those mistakes weren't mistakes at all. They were the key moments that led you to where you are now. They were not detours. They were the path. Life does not simply follow a linear trajectory. It spirals, it meanders, it flows in ways that defy our expectations. And when we stop labeling things as wrong, when we stop trying to fix life's disruptions, we begin to see them for what they are: teachers. These are the moments when we grow the most, when we are cracked open and the light gets in. Without the so-called mistakes, we wouldn't be ready to receive the lessons life is offering us. Think of it this way: a stone cannot be polished without friction. The fire must burn before the metal can shine. In the same way, your struggles, your moments of pain, your so-called failures, are not obstacles standing in your way. They are the heat that forges you. They are the friction that polishes your soul. Without them, the wisdom, the clarity, the insights you seek would remain out of reach. It's easy to look at a failure and feel defeated, but what if, instead of resisting it, you embraced it? What if you stopped trying to avoid mistakes, to dodge the discomfort, and instead allowed yourself to sit with it, to learn from it? What if you trusted that everything unfolding, even the hardest moments, are part of the grand design, part of the rhythm of life that is bringing you exactly what you need? We are so used to thinking that life's meaning must come from achievement, from success, from a straight line of progress. But in truth, the most transformative lessons come when we stumble, when we fall, when we face the unknown and realize that it isn't the end, but the beginning of something deeper. So, next time life doesn't go as planned, instead of resisting, ask yourself, what is this here to teach me? When you can stop seeing the mistakes, the failures, the setbacks as something to fix, you begin to see them for what they truly are: doorways. They are the invitations to discover more about yourself, more about the world, and more about the beautiful mystery that is unfolding exactly as it should. In the end, nothing is wasted. Nothing is lost. Everything, every misstep, every moment of pain, every failure is woven into the pattern of your life. And when you look back, you'll see that what you once thought of as mistakes were simply the hidden treasures, the lessons that had to come wrapped in unexpected packages. What felt like a detour was actually the path all along. We live in a culture that tells us to keep moving, to keep pushing, to keep striving. There's always a finish line just ahead, and we're taught from an early age that our worth is measured by how quickly we can reach it. Whether it's the next promotion, the next milestone, the next goal, the next achievement, life seems to revolve around this endless cycle of racing toward a destination that never quite arrives. But what if I told you there is no finish line? What if the whole notion of a race, of striving, is just a construct we've built in our minds? A trick we play on ourselves that keeps us chasing something we can never catch. Because here's the truth. When you reach that so-called finish line, it just moves further ahead. What once felt like the end becomes just another step in an unending race, one that keeps you running without ever arriving. We become so focused on the what's next that we miss the richness of the present, the fullness of now. The paradox is this: when we stop running, when we stop chasing some distant ideal or destination, we finally arrive not somewhere far off, but right here, exactly where we are. We begin to realize that the beauty of life isn't found in reaching a particular place, but in fully embracing each step along the way. It's in the moments, the pauses, the breaths we take between the striving. It's in the stillness we find when we let go of the obsession with reaching a finish line. We often think that the purpose of life is to get somewhere. We think we must keep moving, keep achieving, keep collecting trophies, until one day we can finally sit back and say, I've made it. But life is not a linear path to be completed. It is a dance, a fluid, unpredictable, ever-changing rhythm that you move with, not toward. In a dance, the steps are not about getting to the end. They are about the joy of moving in harmony with the music. You've heard it before. Enjoy the journey, not just the destination. It's a phrase that's easy to say but hard to live. But what if the key to truly living was to stop focusing so much on where you're going and start paying attention to where you are? What if you stopped defining yourself by what you haven't yet done and simply allowed yourself to be present in what you are doing right now? There is no race, no finish line, no prize waiting for you at the end. Life is not about accomplishing everything on a checklist or meeting the expectations set by others, or even by your own mind. It's about moving in rhythm with the unfolding of the moment. When you stop rushing towards some distant goal, you discover that the true treasure isn't in reaching a destination. It's in the aliveness of each moment. Think of a child at play. They don't race toward the end of their game. They are fully immersed in the process, in the joy of the present. The same should be true for us. When we let go of the race, we discover that every moment is a destination in itself, complete and whole, perfect as it is. We are not late. We are exactly where we need to be. And when you understand this, the sense of urgency dissolves, and life becomes a dance of presence, not of pushing, not of reaching, but of being. You are not behind, not running out of time, not waiting for the moment when everything falls into place. It's already here. The moment you're in right now is the moment you've been waiting for. The finish line is not ahead of you. It's here, in the beauty of the now. So stop running. Let the dance unfold as it will. Life is not something to be conquered. It is something to be lived fully, completely, and without the need to hurry. It's a curious thing, isn't it? We spend so much of our lives rushing, pushing, striving for something that always seems just beyond our grasp. The next step, the next achievement, the next milestone, always chasing, always getting there. But what if I told you that you are already exactly where you need to be? The cosmic joke of it all is this: there is no finish line. There is no place you need to arrive at. The destination we think we're striving for is just a mirage, a distraction. Everything you're seeking is already here, already within you. You've been looking for something outside of yourself, but the truth is, you've had it all along. All that you need, all that you seek, is already unfolding around you, right in this moment. Isn't it strange that we imagine ourselves to be late, out of sync, behind everyone else? That we think we are missing something crucial, that life is somehow withholding from us. But the truth is, you are right on time. You are not behind. You are not out of step with the universe. You are precisely where you need to be, at the exact moment you need to be there. This is the great liberation. to realize that you are not waiting for something to happen. Life is not a race, not a contest, not a series of obstacles to overcome. It is a dance, a cosmic unfolding, a rhythm that flows in perfect harmony. And you are a part of it, always. You are not a separate player in this game, but an expression of the game itself. The universe doesn't make mistakes. It doesn't get things wrong. It has been guiding you, step by step, moment by moment, to this place. Every experience, every encounter, every failure and success has been part of this divine unfolding. Even the struggles, even the heartaches, they are not there to derail you. They are there to shape you, to prepare you for the next step, the next phase, the next revelation. And yet, we spend so much of our time resisting this unfolding, don't we? We push, we force, we worry. We think we're not ready. We think the timing is off. But in truth, there is no such thing as being not ready. Life will never give you more than you can handle. Everything arrives when it must, and nothing comes too soon or too late. It arrives in its own perfect time when you are open enough, when you are aligned enough, when you are ready to receive it. Imagine, for a moment, that you could stop measuring your life against some arbitrary clock or external standard. What if you stopped comparing yourself to others, stopped looking ahead and wondering if you were missing something? What if you simply trusted that everything is exactly as it should be, that you are exactly where you need to be, at the exact time you need to be there? This is the cosmic joke. Life is never early, never late. It is always on time. And so are you. The moment you stop resisting, the moment you stop struggling to catch up, you will see it. Life has been unfolding perfectly, right before your eyes. What you call coincidence, synchronicity, or even fate is simply life's perfect timing. You don't need to rush. You don't need to force. You don't need to worry. You need only to notice, to be present, to trust that the universe is carrying you exactly where you need to go. So, next time you feel lost, uncertain, or behind, remember this: you are right on time. The universe has been whispering to you, guiding you, preparing you for this very moment. There is no perfect time to begin, to change, to grow. The perfect time is now. And when you let go of the illusion of control, when you trust that everything is already unfolding perfectly, you'll realize that you were never behind. You were always exactly where you needed to be. And that, my friend, is the cosmic joke. Everything you've been seeking, everything you've been waiting for, was already here all along.